One phone, one smile, and an entire fandom split in two. In the middle of a live stream that was supposed to be simple, fun, ordinary, Jungkook did something that took less than 10 seconds. But those 10 seconds are still being dissected, frame by frame, 4 days later. Was he texting a girlfriend? Was he thinking about his best friend? Or did the internet just see exactly what it wanted to see? Stay with us, because what happened during this live stream didn't just create one scandal. It created 2 wars at the same time. On June 28th, 2026, BTS's Jungkook logged on to Weverse for what fans expected to be a light, casual live stream. 4 hours long, full of games, full of laughter. By every measure, it should have been simple. It wasn't. Because somewhere in those 4 hours, one small human moment, a glance at a phone, a smile, was clipped, shared, and multiplied across the internet at a speed no one could control. And once it spread, 2 very different stories started competing for the truth. One says Jungkook's smile belonged to aespa's Winter. The other insists it belonged to a much older, much more familiar name, his bandmate, V. Today, we're breaking down exactly what happened, minute by minute, and why a single live stream became the biggest shipping war K-pop has seen in months. It started innocently enough. Jungkook, relaxed, scrolling through fan comments, playing games, doing what he usually does during these lives, being himself. But partway through the broadcast, viewers noticed something. He looked down at his phone, and then he smiled. Not a small smile, a wide one, the kind that makes people lean closer to their screens. Within minutes, that single clip had been isolated, replayed, and pushed across every platform: Twitter, TikTok, fan forums. The segment alone crossed over 360,000 views almost overnight. And because Jungkook didn't explain what he was smiling at, the internet decided to explain it for him. But here's where it gets complicated. This wasn't just one theory. It was 2, completely different, completely convinced, and about to collide head on. The first theory pointed to aespa's Winter. Jungkook and Winter have been the subject of dating rumors for months now, speculation that neither artist has ever confirmed. Fans in this camp were certain. The smile, the reaction, the way he looked at his screen. To them, it all lined up. But almost at the same time, a second group was building an entirely different case. This time, the theory centered on V, Jungkook's bandmate, and the center of one of BTS's longest-running fan pairings, known online as Taekook. Supporters of this theory pointed to other moments earlier in the same live stream, moments where Jungkook seemed to reference V directly, watching a fan cam, mentioning a song connected to him, talking about how hot it was in Paris, where V happened to be at the time. To this side of the fandom, the pattern wasn't random. It was a trail, and every clue pointed to the same person. So now, the internet had 2 competing answers to the exact same question, and neither side was backing down. But that wasn't the biggest surprise. Because while shippers argued over who Jungkook was smiling at, a completely different controversy was forming in the background. A post began circulating, accusing Jungkook of something far more serious than flirting. The post claimed that during the live stream, Jungkook had been distracted, seemingly texting a girlfriend, and had allegedly addressed fans in a way the original poster considered dismissive, even disrespectful toward ARMY. No name was confirmed, No proof was solid, but the accusation spread anyway. And that's when the story shifted from a lighthearted shipping debate into something with real emotional weight. Because for an idol whose career is built on connection with fans, being accused of disrespecting them, even without evidence, cuts deep. The post reportedly gained over 50,000 views, but what happened next wasn't the silence some expected. It was defense, fast, loud, and overwhelming. The majority response wasn't outrage toward Jungkook. It was outrage toward the accusation itself. Fans quickly pointed out something the original claims seemed to overlook. Jungkook wasn't ignoring his fans. According to many viewers, he was on his phone because he was actively reading Weverse comments in real time, responding to them live during the very broadcast he was being accused of disrespecting them. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Supporters called the accusations exaggerated, even manipulated, accusing the original poster of stirring controversy rather than reporting truth. And so, what began as a question about a smile became something bigger, a test of how quickly online speculation can spiral into character attacks, and how fast a fan base will mobilize to defend one of its own. But even with fans rallying together, one thing remained unresolved. No one, not Jungkook, not Hybe, not any official source, has confirmed who that smile was actually for. Let's be clear about where the facts end and the speculation begins. What's confirmed? Jungkook held a 4-hour live stream on June 28th. At one point, he looked at his phone and smiled. That moment was captured, clipped, and shared widely. What's not confirmed? Who he was looking at, what he was responding to, and whether it had anything to do with either Winter or V at all. Every theory you've seen, the Winter theory, the Taekook theory, even the disrespect accusation, is built entirely on interpretation. Not statements, not evidence, interpretation. And that's really what this story is about. Not who Jungkook was texting, but how little it takes. One smile, one glance, for millions of people to build an entire narrative around a moment that lasted less than 10 seconds. In the end, this wasn't really a story about a phone, or a smile, or even about Winter or V. It was a story about how closely fans watch, and how quickly speculation can turn into conviction, even when the only real evidence is a few seconds of video and a lot of imagination. Jungkook came back on live, unbothered, doing what he always does, connecting with the people who support him. Whatever that smile meant, he knows. We don't. And maybe that's exactly how he wants to keep it. So we'll leave you with the same question the internet is still asking. Winter? Or V? Or maybe something we haven't even considered yet? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future stories here on Zenk Pop.